evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between. It is 8:30 and it's Thursday, which means
It's time for Isbaz, and goddammit, every Thursday it should be about something. That's
And-
Jim Libby.
that's Michael Smolik, and this Thursday is no different. It should be about something, and it's gonna be about something. Hello, everybody. Michael, how are you?
Yeah. Busy doing stuff. There's stuff. It's like
Stuff?
my calendar's full of stuff. Nothing particularly. It was a stuff day.
It was a stuff day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did stuff.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you did stuff. It's weird the way stuff just piles up on you and suddenly you're just full of stuff. But none of it's really
Well, you know that it's going to
anything-
pile up on you, kind of.
I know, but it's not really anything like good stuff. Somebody asked me
No,
recently.
you would never say it's stuff if it was good stuff that
Yeah,
piled
that's
up
what I
on you.
mean. That's what I mean. And
There's
it's-
like stuff is just it's always crap. It's household chores and admin. That's stuff. That's at least that's what my stuff is. Household chores and admin.
I hear you.
Drinking.
I hear you. Oh yeah. So
Moko?
we'll have a quick hello to Andrew and to Moko. Hey Moko.
Slurpy slurps.
Slurp slurp.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
After
Every-
last
every-
week, we were in the Drachengasse.
yeah, and every time I do a show, there's
Yeah.
stuff that piles up.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
and all the little stuff that piles up in the corners of our lives. I had a nice thing that happened to me.
I want to
in
have
the
a
between
round
times.
life that has no corners. For
Well,
stuff
that's
to
what they
pile
do.
up.
That's what the Narrenturm is all
That's
about.
what they did in the hospitals.
Yeah.
They thought the germs only collect in
Hospitals
corners.
still, when they build hospitals, the floors are rounded because
Yeah, but that's because they get in there with that swab.
yeah, but that all came from that 19th century idea that the germs hide in the corners.
But it's not the same idea anymore
No, but they still do it because they're easier to clean.
because they're easy to clean. Yeah, but they don't have round rooms.
No, they don't have round rooms, but the corners are rounded.
But,
On the
the
floors.
science behind it is an entirely different science.
Yeah.
They still do it, but the science is actually science now. It's not just like worthless woo.
You know what the alternative to alternative medicine is?
Medicine.
Actual fucking medicine.
Fucking science.
Hello to L21, T24, and Pavlov's dog. Slurp, slurp.
And Verena.
Verena, everybody wave to Verena. Verena, wave to the screen. Very cool. So I had a really nice thing that happened to me, though, in the between times now. On Sunday.
Since we did the show.
Since we did the show.
Yep.
On Sunday, I did another show online.
Oh, yeah.
With the wonderful Anna Raab, and
She's so talented, that girl.
she's pretty good. Ursula Anna Baumgartner,
Oh, another great talent.
absolutely.
Yeah. How did you hold up?
Oh, it was great. I was the technician and the voice.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good
they told
for
me
you,
I
'cause
had
they would
a
have
face.
kicked your shit.
They had told me I had a face for radio, and so I was the voice of a silent show. I was the voice of a show that needed no voice, and so beyond the two lady friends that I've mentioned, there was some wonderful folks from Germany also around, the great Rashid and Ina and Lazen, and they did a silent show.
Back up there. So I understand the Rashid and the Ina, that's definitely German, both of them. But Lazen,
Lazen. Yeah.
is that Finnish? Swedish?
I think of it as a very German name, actually.
Lazen? Really? How do you spell that?
I've met a couple of Lazens.
No way. That's
I've
the only
I've
Lazen
met
you've ever met.
I've met a German Lazen. I think I know a Dutch Lazen.
How do you spell the name?
Larsen. Lazen. Yeah, anyway, it was a really fun show, and it was
It's Danish.
Perhaps. It was a very, and the whole show was silent. It was called Mutus, and it was really fun. And
So it was a video show.
it was
Silent radio show would have been. That's amazing.
It was a silent radio show. No, it was completely visual in that sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they never spoke,
Yeah.
and it was just music and pictures and interaction and the things that the performers were doing, and it was really fun. And they've already gotten another gig
Cool.
from that show, which was for this wonderful festival in Hong Kong that the English Lovers also took part in. Yeah.
I'm actually wondering whether you can say a festival in Hong Kong.
Well,
Because
it was in the
it's
internet.
kind of
Yeah, that's
worldwide
right. Yeah.
festival,
Yeah,
worldwide
yeah.
internet festival.
Yeah, it's in that.
Just organized by a lady who works out of Hong Kong.
I wonder, you know,
Have
I
I
mean-
understood that correctly?
We call it the internet, right? I wonder if we'll ever have another name for that.
The
You
web?
know? The web, yeah. But I mean, like, because it, you know, for a long time, the model of the internet was a place to go. And I can't remember, there was a person, maybe Mr. Perkins knows this, there was like a person who started to talk about the web. I think maybe it was when they started making websites like GeoCities, or maybe it was GeoCities, I'm thinking, where it was a place to go. And so you talked about it in terms of where, right? Where on the net. And now that
Like what site or what provider? or
well, just
where
like
you- is that like where you
in
went?
terms of we're creating a room for this to happen on the web. It was being talked about at like Immobilien or in terms of space, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It seems completely natural, but somebody started doing that.
I've never actually heard that.
Yeah,
People,
and
like people calling, we're creating a space for this, but creating a room for this. I don't actually remember hearing that before. But yeah.
my
But,
point.
but people say all sorts of things.
Yeah, they say all kinds of things. In any case, I wonder now that we are more and more thinking of it like that, like, or like the fact that the internet is like a city that is
It's
open
real.
24 hours. And it's a real place where real things
All
happen.
over the planet, all the time. Never
And
closes
it's,
down.
It's one planet-wide city that is open and for business 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And yes,
You can
Pavlov's
always get your
dog,
kicks.
like Second Life. Second Life was an amazing experiment. Yeah. The shift from the bulletin boards. Yeah, and interesting. Anyway, I just think I wonder if we'll have around 95, 96. I wonder if we'll have a time where you just are like, I'm going to the city. I'm going to the net city.
Uh-huh. Well, I think it's more likely that we'll have a time where when you say you're going somewhere and you don't mean the internet, you're going to have to specify that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do something in the physical world.
Yeah. IRL. Well,
Ding.
Ding. That was because you had your phones on.
Oh yeah,
Ding.
and I can't get to my phone. I remember that I left it turned on, but I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I'm hooked to the internet via this cable.
So everybody can start SMSing or WhatsApping Michael, and every time it dings, Michael has to drink.
Oh, that's going to be easy.
Yeah.
We've only got 5 people online.
And they all have your number. So,
They
anything
might.
else?
I
Anything
challenge
else?
you to do that.
Anything else happen in the last times?
Not so much, really.
Yeah, Ready Player One probably had something about that. Sorry, Andrew was talking. Yeah, and or even like Neil Stephenson's work with Snow Crash and or the Diamond Age. The way the way he was thinking about it in those books could be an interesting way to go. Yeah.
Shall we move on to topic the number 1?
I think so, because that was just us catching up. It Should Be About Something is brought to you in 3 parts. And right now, we're going to go to chapter 1.
So first off, Isbaz does not condone violence of any kind. He made me say that. But it's true, we don't actually condone violence of any kind. We're not fighters.
We're lovers. Have been.
For the past 25 years.
I ain't a fighter, baby. I'm a lover. I'm a lover, not
I'm
a fighter.
an English lover.
I'm
What
a
kind
lover,
of lover's
not a
that?
fighter.
Can't you be a Latin lover?
Yeah, but I'm just a lover, baby.
Um,
I'm a lover.
but I think there's definitely some people out there who deserve a good punching up in the parking lot.
I agree. And so what we're talking about right now is who is somebody that just needs a whipping. They need a can of whoop ass opened up on them.
Can be a historical person as well.
They just need the beat down.
Yeah.
And you would like to give them that in the parking lot. It could be somebody famous. It could be somebody you live with.
Yeah. It could be your neighbor from childhood.
Please write it in the chat.
yeah.
Who are you going to fight in that parking lot? But before we answer that question, Michael, we're going to let the folks work on that. I want to know, have you ever been in a fight? When was your first fight? Physical altercation. Fisticuffs.
Okay, I just wanted to, before we go on to my fisticuffs, this is particularly interesting as a topic because it turns up in Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler Durden says,
Chuck Palahniuk.
who would you fight in the parking lot? And Ed Norton's like, oh, I don't know. And Brad Pitt's like, Gandhi. I'd fight Gandhi. And his reasoning behind that is skinny guys always fight till they're burger. It's guaranteed to be a good fight because they're sinew in hard.
I'm small, but I'm scrappy.
Slurpy slurps.
Slurpy slurp.
So fighting, yeah. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we reconnect you. Okay.
Tell me about-
successfully reconnected.
Great. Tell me about...
Well, I've been in lots of fights,
yeah?
particularly at school. I got kicked out of school once for getting into a fight.
So what age are we talking about now?
So from 10 upwards. I think the last time I got into a fight in school, I was 15.
Okay, so between the ages of 10 and 15, you were in fights. Was your brother involved in that?
No.
No, it was just, did you have a chip on your shoulder? Did kids need a beat down? Were you
Well,
a bully?
No.
Were you defending yourself?
Yeah.
Was there like a girl with braces next door who you had to defend her honor? What happened?
No, I got picked on quite a lot at school.
Yeah.
And there was always a point where I wouldn't take any more.
Yeah. Oh, I hear that, man. The
And
sponge.
it usually didn't turn out very well for whoever was picking on me.
Right. Because you're small, but you're scrappy.
Well, my mom made a very good choice. When I was 17, she sent me to judo class.
Oh, yeah.
When I was 7.
When you
Did
were
I say
7?
17?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was 7. When I was 7, she sent me to judo class, or maybe 6. And my first experience at judo class was this girl who was like a head bigger than me.
Right.
When the master said, choose a partner, she's like, you're my partner.
Oh, God. Oh,
And
no.
she beat the crap out of me.
Of course she did.
For like the 2 years that I was in that judo class. But I really learned to fight hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a fighter. I'm
No.
not somebody who goes around picking physical fights. It just definitely does get to a point where I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to take any more of these. Right?
Yeah.
Most of it's self-defense.
Yeah. I think I was similar. When I was a kid, there was a lot of times where I would get picked on, and when I was a sponge like you, where I would just, and then at some point I remember there was an older kid that was kind of picking on us, and one time I pushed him down into the snow, and he was all cold and wet. You know.
What the hell is car throwing, Moko? Please illuminate.
Hulk. She's gonna beat up
Oh,
Hulk.
she's doing the Hulk.
Yeah.
Punched a classmate in grade school. to start fights. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because some people just need a fist in their face sometimes.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, basically, the people who deserve a fist in the face are the people who don't play by the rules. And I think this, so on my list, it's not people like Gandhi. Okay,
Right.
Although Gandhi would be an interesting fight. I don't think I'd like to pick a fight with Gandhi. But people who are on my list for fighting in the parking lot are people who have got it coming.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like name any pope and they got it coming. Or Margaret
Right.
Thatcher. Or the guy who was at the top of my list for a long time was that fuckknuckle Robert Mugabe. What an asshole. Like, actually, my favorite envisaged beating up of people in the parking lot is taking the elevator down to the parking lot and Donald Trump and Margaret Thatcher get in. And then I get to grab them by their quaffs and bash their heads together.
Just pop.
Just bang, like that. You kids, bang.
I remember I got into a fight when I was a kid. And it was a fight with a buddy of mine. And he was a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But he was being a dick. And like you, I remember I was taking it until finally I couldn't take it anymore. And something happened again in public with with the other people, and I fought back. And I remember everybody being so angry at me because how could you do that to this person?
Were they smaller than you?
Of course they were.
Right, yeah.
They were always. I was always bigger. I was always a bigger kid. And
Yeah.
it just felt so awful. God, it drove me crazy.
Yeah, there was this kid that I got into a fight with at school, and he taunted me for weeks. He was a class underneath me, but he was the same size.
Yeah.
And I got a ton of flack because I was picking on
the younger kid.
Younger kid.
Fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember one time I was playing basketball with some dudes, with my buddy, and we beat them, and they were so mad. And this one guy just walked up to me and just popped me in the mouth. And it was so surprising. And it's like, what is it? Is it Mike Tyson? Everybody's got a plan until someone punches you until they get punched in the face.
I don't know, but it sounds good.
And yeah, I was completely planless.
Yeah.
I was like, why would anybody do that? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It hurt, but it was more like like when kids fall down and they hurt themselves and they look to see, it was more the surprise.
Yeah.
They're more surprised than hurt. And that was what it was like for me. I was more surprised than hurt.
Yeah.
And then I was really worried about my tooth.
Because you fucking lost fair and square, What's the point of getting into a fight about it?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. That's the Olympian reason behind sports is so you don't have to punch each other in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, Moko, you've just opened a can of worms here.
Yes.
Well, we have to listen, and I'm not going to even answer this because we need to dedicate. We need to dedicate something to road rage. Okay, this is a different topic, Moko. I understand that you have anger in you, but road rage. This is not the place for road rage. We will take road rage. Ooh.
The double parking space.
We will
parkers.
take that on. But
they need to
when the time is right for that.
They need to get the whooping in the parking lot. Absolutely.
Okay, but let's get back to who would you fight in the parking lot? Because okay, Moko, I get it. You'd go and do those guys. Well, those fucking assholes who park their cars on 2 parking spaces.
What the fuck, man?
I didn't actually need to get into fights with them. I just rather punch their tires.
Just check your privilege, but for
Puncture
reals.
their tires.
For reals. That stuff drives me crazy. But there is one aspect of this that I would like to just mention. I believe that I myself have at times definitely been somebody that should get fought in the parking lot. And sometimes I think you just got to take the whipping. And I have been in that situation.
Well, I've been in situations with you where people wanted to take you out of the parking lot.
Oh, that might be, but that's not what I'm thinking about right now. I'm just
And yes,
saying,
I agree.
I'm
you
just-
would have deserved it if I had let them do it to you.
I'm sure that's very true. But there have been times where I have been taken to the parking lot and I have taken the whipping, and I think it's healthy to take the whipping. Mm-hmm. Just take the whoop
Are you
ass.
speaking metaphorically, or are you speaking about actually getting kicked in the balls?
No, I haven't been in an actual physical altercation in a long time. But I mean
Metaphorically.
metaphorically.
Okay, yeah.
Because
It's
we
not the
do
same.
not condone physical violence.
I made him say that. Cheers. Kathy Bates parking lot scene in Fried Green Tomatoes. You see, Donna, I have not seen that movie yet. It's on my to watch list.
Fried Green Tomatoes, you've
Yeah.
never seen? You know, I would recommend not only that movie, but I would recommend that book to anybody. I have a very soft
I did
spot in
not
my
know it was a
heart.
book.
Yeah, it was written by, Fried Green Tomatoes was written by, and I'm blanking on her name right now. She also wrote another book called Fanny Flagg and the Miracle Man. And that is also a wonderful book.
That sounds like the kind of title that I like to read.
It's
And Moko, it's road rage. There's no such thing as parking rage. It's road rage.
people parking on bicycle lanes. Yes,
Yes.
they need to get
Oh, but
kicked in their ass.
this is the road rage topic, guys. Don't shoot all your
This is-
bicyclists who ride on the pavement.
I feel an Uncle Mike's rant coming in our future.
Guys, please stop posting stuff about road rage. We're going to do a whole Isbaz special on road rage. we'll get somebody in here who knows about it. But I think that to get back to where we started, right?
Yes.
Who would you fight in the parking lot? My list of people who I would fight in the parking lot augments itself.
Fanny Flag. Nice. Yes.
Depending. Oh, so Fanny Flagg
Yeah.
actually turns up in the title of her own book.
Oh, maybe I said that wrong. The author is Fanny Flagg, but the second book that I mentioned is actually titled Daisy May and the Miracle Man.
You said Fanny Flagg.
I said her name. Yeah, I said that wrong.
Right, okay.
But
Like to see Michelle Obama in a parking lot fight? Yeah, but against whom?
Oh.
Like, I'm not going to fight Michelle Obama. Jesus Christ, she'll tear me limb from limb.
Michelle Obama gonna
I mean-
kick your ass.
Fucking Obama's scared of Michelle Obama. Why would I
Yeah.
fight her?
Dang.
The assholes in our government,
Politicians.
I'd get into fights with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not politicians in general.
Well, there's a lot of them. There's a whole list of, just as a rubric,
Yeah.
politicians, there's a lot of politicians that you would
Yeah,
like to
sure,
get into the
I
parking
guess.
lot.
But,
Absolutely.
But there's quite a few who really annoy me. And you know the thing that the resort to fighting someone in the parking lot is they just refuse to play by the rules. It's like the rules do not apply to them.
Yeah.
So your last resort is to fight them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere else for your rage to go. Like they will not play the game.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
it's like playing chess against a pigeon. At some point, the pigeon's going to just throw all the pieces off the board, take a crap,
Yeah.
and insist
Yeah.
that it won.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
And that's what it's like dealing with our, slimy ass fucking chancellor at the moment.
Oh my fuck.
Fucking hell. That guy should make sure he doesn't walk into a parking lot with me because I will punch him.
Moko, I'd like to see Michelle Obama in a parking lot fight with her. Apparently,
I would pay to see this fight.
apparently Moko and Michelle Obama got beef. I don't know what this beef is. I think maybe we should start wildly guessing what the beef
This should
between
be
Moko
televised.
and Michelle Obama might be.
Oh, nice. Muchado. Yes, yes. Oh God. So much anger. So much anger. Keep it for next time. Keep it for like over next time. We're gonna do a whole thing on road rage.
Yeah. I think,
You haven't said who you'd fight.
have I not?
No.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people I would like to just pop in the mouth, just to give them that surprise. That, oh, God, stop doing that.
Yes, name one.
Name one. God, oh, it's so weird. I'm on the spot now. Okay. You know who I would do that to? I would do that to the people that purposefully, like, okay, the kind of person that when you're walking, when you're traveling in a train, and they walk down the aisle and just open the doors of the compartments just 'cause. I hate people like that. I want to punch tourists that stand in the middle of doorways and just go, oh, look at this. And you just think, yeah, it's a doorway. You've got
Oh,
those.
the people who get out of the bus and then stop walking.
Yeah.
Oh, they piss me off as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we need to do an Isbaz on public transport. So road rage, public transport. We should be writing this down.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I've got paper this time.
People who don't fight, aim for the mouth. Yes. Oh, God. Yes. Never punch somebody in the mouth. It's a really bad place to punch them because their teeth are harder than any other part of your body. Punch them in the throat. That's a good place to punch them. Or kick them in the shins. That fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Punch them on the ear. You need to aim, but
Yeah.
it really fucking
Yeah.
hurts. Have you ever been punched on the ear?
Trees, kick them in the knees. Grass, grass, kick them in the beef. What was it? Road rage and what else?
Public transport.
Public transportation.
Best and worst public transportation.
Recently, I read that Vienna is number 2, at least in Europe, number 2. The new train station, the new central train station, is number 2 in Europe for overall yumminess.
Have you been there?
Yes, I have.
To the new train station?
Yes. Leipzig, number 1.
No way.
Leipzig, number 1.
Good for them.
Vienna, number 2. And 3 and 4 are like Amsterdam and somewhere else. I can't remember.
Amsterdam Central Station, probably. Is that?
Exactly.
No, that's not bad. I remember that. I was actually quite impressed with the new Vienna Central Station. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's quite a bit of a walk if you go there by U-Bahn.
Yes. Have you ever seen a fight happening and
Yes.
watched it?
Yes.
And have you ever tried to stop it?
Yes. I got badly hurt once.
Trying to stop a fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friends. so I get beaten up. So this guy punched me and then he pushed me.
Right.
And that was the end of the story, right? At a Würstelstand.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, when I sat down with them again, sore, holding my jaw, they're like, yeah, if you'd done one more thing, we would have been there.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. We were right behind you. I think violence like that is different in different places. So, for example, where I grew up in Maine, there was always, whenever any physical altercation would happen, there would always be some sort of foreplay. There would always be, hey, you want to go? You want to go? You want something? You want to go? Come on, let's go. You want to go? I'm there. Let's go. All right. No, I'm gonna. Let's go.
Yeah.
And
So lots of it's about the bark and not about the bite.
there's a lot of foreplay. In England, though, in London, I was privy to physical violence, which for me was scary because it came from nothing.
And it involved an ashtray.
And it involved a beer glass, and it was immediate, sudden, and extremely violent.
Yeah.
With no foreplay.
Yeah.
Just wham, bam, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
And that for me was just wild. That's just like,
There are certain cultures that don't have the barking and the whole thing where everybody just gets wound up, and then you can calm down again, and then it's like, okay, well, fuck you, fuck you, and then you walk away, right?
yeah.
There are certain cultures where it's like, no, it's gonna happen, and then it fucking does.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
really
at the
happens.
same time, though, like when I was living in Maine, the laws were such that alcohol was stopped being served at 1 o'clock in the morning. And so every Friday and Saturday night in the Old Port, which is where all of the bars were and the nightlife was, at 1 o'clock in the morning, just at the moment when everybody's gearing up to get, to go,
Yep.
they shut the bars down and throw everybody out into the street.
When they're pissed off.
And it was one fight after the other. And people are like, gee, why does this keep happening? Why is there a section in the Old Port that was called the 3 Doors of Death? Why did we let that be a thing for so long?
Yeah. But who thought it was a good idea to stop serving liquor at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
Like when nobody wants to go home.
When nobody wants to go home, stop serving it at 4 o'clock in the morning.
When all you've got left is stragglers who are too drunk to fight each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not when everyone's geared up and it all at the same time.
Yeah. Yes, Andrew, you're quite right. Usually I'd stay away from a fight. It was a guy pushing his girlfriend around. So, yeah, it was a bad move.
Yeah, that shit is always hard.
Okay, I think we've done this. You still haven't named anybody you'd fight in the parking lot. Like, name a name.
Name a name.
And while you think, yes, fucking teachers. I had so many teachers who pissed me off. Moko, we can do a whole fucking show about teachers who pissed me off and how I'd like to, who I'd fight.
Well-
Fight them all. No, I'd fight them all. Teachers who are assholes. Asshole teachers deserve to be fought when they're 75, when they're 82, when they're fucking geriatric. Go in and fight them on their deathbed.
Yeah.
Punch that motherfucker. They deserve it.
Yeah, because I, like you, Moko, was thinking, okay, the one name right now that's popping into my head, he's old and weak, and what would it bring? But, oh man, there was a time that guy, I just needed.
No, but you can name an historical character.
No, he's not a historical character. He was a dude. He's still here. His name is Erhard Power.
Oh, that douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not old and weak. You can
That
go and
guy.
punch him. You can go and punch him.
Oh, that
In the
other
parking
dude.
lot.
Oh, the other fuck knuckle. Fucking enfant terrible. Fucking putting people and breaking their arms and fucking. That asshole who did the show, unfortunately, he did one show that was fucking brilliant. But, Austrian fuck knuckle.
I don't know.
Yes, I didn't even think Christina auditioned for him. At one
Oh, that dick.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I would fight him in a
What the
parking
hell
lot.
is his name?
Um,
Manka.
Paulus Manka.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. He's definitely a parking lot candidate.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, good. We're done with this.
All right.
We're moving on to chapter 2. I'm
Chapter
clicking this. Woo.
Chapter
So-
2 on being hot for teacher. Now, before we get into this, we just want to clarify. Being hot for teacher, there was a Van Halen song
Yeah.
called Hot for Teacher. And the idea of being hot for teachers, you know, the teacher that you have a crush on.
It's not quite the same as wanting to punch them in the face, Moko.
It's the difference.
Unless you are that way inclined, you know. Love has many different kinds of facets.
What are we talking about, Michael?
Well, Moko's talking about punching teachers in the face.
Yeah, but,
I'd fight a couple of my teachers.
yeah, okay. We're talking about the teachers now that you have a crush on. So, we would like to hear from you. Who was your teacher crush? When was it? Like what grade? Who was it? What was so crushy about them?
Yeah, give us a name. Give
Yeah,
us
we
a
want
name.
names.
Names
we want
are evocative.
names. We want details. It's no worries. It's just us.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
It's just on the internet forever.
Yeah.
And they're 75 now anyway, so who cares?
Yeah.
Old and decrepit.
Yeah. So, hot for teacher.
And don't interview me.
Have you? Okay. You can.
Who are
interview
you
me.
hot for?
Who was I hot for? So, I don't think I ever had an actual crush on a teacher, because for me, crushes were always very different. Crushes were for me very like.
Can I ask you one
Yeah.
thing before you continue?
Okay.
Did you have really hot teachers?
I never really had a hot teacher.
So I had a ton of very young,
Yeah.
sometimes unmarried, straight out of teacher training college teachers.
Nice.
It was really not easy.
Right.
It was really, really difficult being a teenage boy.
Right.
With that hotness in miniskirts running around.
Right.
It was terrible. It was
Right.
really, really bad.
Right. I can imagine. I can imagine. I had one teacher who I was in a way infatuated with, but I didn't have a crush on her. I just liked her very much. We just got on very well. And she was
Was
like
she young and hot?
No.
Yeah.
She was, I don't know.
Was she old and hot?
I'm thinking she was attractive. I'm thinking now she was probably in her 50s when I knew her. I'm gonna guess. But she had 4 daughters. And every one of those daughters was hot. And I was super into that. And so I would go over to their house.
So you
all
kept
the
looking
time.
at her and like, she's the mother lode.
No.
She's
Like
the
I said,
sauce.
like I said, I didn't have a crush on her. I was infatuated with her because I liked her so much and I wanted to be like her. Like I've never had a crush on a guy, but I've had crushes insofar that I'm infatuated with this person. I was fascinated with this person, or like, you know, I'd like to resemble this person in some ways.
Yeah.
But that's different from, you know, being hot for your teacher.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I ever personally was hot for a teacher. Mm-hmm. But Mrs. Wendell was awesome. Ms. Carter was a great teacher. I loved her a lot. But I didn't have a crush on her. Yeah. You got names?
Oh yeah.
Paint me a picture, Michael Smolik.
Well,
I want a
I
name.
think-
I want the situation. Is this in the barefoot school?
No,
Michael went to
no,
a school barefoot for years. Paint me a picture.
I think probably somewhere between 13 and 16. I don't remember all of their names. There was one who was straight out of teacher training college. Her name was Bärbel Wunsch.
That is a wonderful name.
And I gotta say, she had to be 20 or 21 when she came to teach us. And
Right.
we were 14 or 15, right?
Yeah.
And she was super cute.
Yeah.
And she had this really pretty face and this great body, and she was. In fact, I think when I started going to that school, she was still going to the school. So she was one of the seniors at the school when I started going to the school. Then she went to teacher training college, came back as a teacher.
In South Africa, it only took 18 months to become a teacher.
No. I think I started going to that school when I was 10, and she was my teacher when I was 14.
Right. So she would have been 22. Okay, she might
So
have
she was
made it
like-
through 4 years of college. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. That's super young.
So I got to see her when she was on the school swimming team. Right.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, she was my teacher. And there was another one. I can't remember what her first name was. She's something Mrs. Gaia, right? And she got married sometime while she was teaching us. During that time. So when she came to the school to teach, she was single, and then she got married. And we kind of watched her go through this whole process of single to engaged to married to pregnant
Right.
to MILF.
Right.
Oh man, it was terrible. It was painful to watch.
I had a job teaching, and I remember there was a time where the students were convinced that another teacher was hot for me, and they kept trying to set us up. And I think it was just that we were just the two youngest adults that they knew, and they just thought, oh, they got to get together.
Well, you were still at you were at school, or?
Yeah, yeah. This was when I taught.
Oh, you were teaching at the school.
I was teaching.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I was the teacher.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But that's obvious. And I think the last time I had the hots for a teacher was at Blairgowrie High. And it's interesting. I can't remember first names because I was always on a miss or ma'am basis with them, right?
Right. Yeah. Mrs. Wendell was called. She was divorced. She was called Lydia. Her name
With a
was
Y.
Lydia, yeah. Lydia Wendell, I think. I can't remember exactly. And Ms. Carter, I can't remember. Was she Peggy? Or no, that's Peggy Carter, the Marvel character. But it was Ms. Carter. Yeah. We lost our internet here for a little while, and so there's
Oh, just
all
turn it up
kinds
again.
of-
Right.
all kinds of stuff here that we missed out on. Big hello to Marcus. Thanks for joining us, brother.
7th grade math teacher.
Okay, where are we? Let's start.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we got Moko was in
The
love
7th grade math
with the
teacher.
7th grade math teacher. Okay, nice. Madame Vaillère, French teacher of 5th grade, long, tall, dark hair, something out of Vogue,
Yeah.
but with a real French accent. Oh, maybe.
I had a total thing for my French teacher as well.
Oh.
She was really French.
Yeah.
And she came out on an exchange.
Yeah.
And she had that whole French fashion thing going. Like she was the most fashionably dressed woman at the school. Mm-hmm. And then she had that incredible accent to go with it as well. Such a turn on.
That teacher of mine was she was the Latin teacher. So maybe there's a language.
I'm not sure Latin actually is as sexy as French.
Well, she was way sexier than my first Latin teacher, who was like basically
Was she
as,
dressed like a centurion?
she was as old as the language itself. Yes, yes, indeed. Pavlov's dog, Mr. Schmidt, English referenda, round, cuddly teddy bear with really fascinating eyes. Ooh, so good. Moko, I actually understood what he was explaining, and I like maths. Not sure how hot he was, but he was great. Yeah, exactly. Very cool. One of my high school classmates married her teacher crush right out of high school,
Wow.
and they are still married.
That's incredible. One of my mom's friends was married to his university professor.
Right.
She was like 20 years older than he was.
Yeah.
Like, incredible.
Well, like Macron, right?
Yeah, that kind of
Same kind of
thing,
relationship,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Verena had a thing for her sailing teacher from Australia at school sports week, but then she cut her hand, had to get stitches, and he left her. I'm sorry, Verena. I just love that. That's. Oh,
She went overboard and had to swim to Indonesia.
And so
She got
so they broke
arrested
up.
there.
And so they broke up.
He didn't come and fetch her.
So good.
Uh,
So I think having a crush on a teacher is a good thing.
I also pretty much like my daughter's maths teacher. Now that's a
Yeah.
nice one too. That is actually hot for teacher as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's adult hot for teacher.
Okay, then I've definitely been hot for a teacher because I've worked with a lot of teachers that I was super hot for.
No, I think it has to be a family member's teacher for it to be adult.
It
hot
can't
for
be a
teacher.
colleague. Come on. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
more
well, maybe it's not the
workplace.
same. Maybe it's
But they're
workplace.
still teachers.
Yeah.
Still got the aesthetic.
I guess so. I guess so.
Wow.
Like we can, yeah. We'll give you a pass on that.
Give me a pass on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right.
If you name names.
I got no good segue on this, but before we move on, I just wanted to mention, because I'm thinking of it now, I did...
It was in Austria.
in
He
St.
was an
Wolfgang.
Australian sailing teacher in Austria.
Yeah, and it was in St. Wolfgang. Yeah. So
That's so nuts. My parents sent me a book on sailing,
Yeah,
and it got sent to Australia.
of course.
And it ended up somewhere in the outback and lay in a post office for like 8-9 months.
Yeah.
And so they sent it to me for my birthday, and a year and a half later, it finally turned up.
Nice.
Here, yeah.
Nice. I wanted to mention something I forgot to mention. Another thing that I did in the past week, which was really nice, and I'm going to put a link into the chat here, was I was a guest on the lovely Lena Fursch, her podcast, Making Up with Impro. And I've got a link, I think. Mother screwer, motherfucker. Come on now. No, I don't. Wait, I can do it like this. I'm going to put this in the link, and it was really fun and nice to talk to her, and I don't think you have to be interested in improvisation to enjoy it, but if you are, then you should, and if you don't know Lena, you should check her out. She's super cool. Okay, let's take our break.
We're taking a break.
Well,
Um,
you know, the break.
yeah. Yeah. I wish I went to a sailing school in Australia as well. That would have been good. Would have been good. Okay, here we go. So we're back after our break.
We're back. You know, where nothing works.
Having given away the next thing. But actually, hang on. Are we done with this? Are we done with the whole Hot for Teacher thing?
Yeah, totally. I've been rewatching Harry Potter from the beginning, and it's been great. 4 and 5 start to lose out, but maybe we can talk about that. Michael's not a fan. Don't even want to get into it. If you're a Harry Potter head, don't talk to Michael. But in Harry Potter, there's a room of requirement. So like when somebody is in a deep need, this room appears in the school. And I think we have a room like that, Michael, but it's like a room of disrepair where as soon as we step into it, shit breaks down.
It's not that things break down. It's not that bad. No. It's just it doesn't work optimally.
Yeah, yeah. It's the room.
You know what the
of
problem is?
not quite there enough.
The thing is, we don't have the money to spend on software that really works, and the software that we do have, when it works, we're happy,
Yeah.
and when it doesn't, we don't know why.
But it's the joys.
It's the joys.
Pavlov's dog already listened to the podcast yesterday. Cool,
Excellent.
Pavlov's dog. I'm sure Lena's going to be super happy about that. It was
Hey,
really fun to
follower
do.
of Clay, yeah. Like, where the fuck were you, dude?
Hello to the
And
hello to follower of Clay.
where is my mead?
Your what? Your mead?
Mead?
You got a mead deal with
I've
follower
got a
of Clay
mead
happening?
deed going with follower of Clay.
Nice.
Um,
We're back from the commercial. We're back from all that stuff. Things start working when I. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so what are you suggesting, Andrew? Kill some of their little friends where they can see it?
yeah. You gotta assert your dominance early. Who plugs you in? Who can plug you out? Unplug you, I suppose would be the word. Who can unplug you? Me. That's right. I own you, iPad. I own you. I will strike fear into heart. And right then, it said, chat disconnected.
Yeah.
Please wait while we
Yeah.
try to reconnect you.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, iPad. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get Andrew. Okay. I think we need to get to chapter 3 because we have no more time.
Well,
for chapter 3.
okay, yeah.
Chapter 3 on doing voiceovers, part 1. How to begin. So this came out of Michael and I talking at some point because Michael and I both do a lot of voiceovers, and we thought it would be fun to talk about that kind of stuff. The chat is still not working.
We'll
get back
chat
into it.
today.
So I'll work on this for a second, Michael, while you answer the question. When did you start doing voiceovers, and how did you get started?
I think I started doing voiceovers maybe 15 years ago.
Okay.
And I first got booked to do The Odd Thing in English. And the places that I went to, I left a German file as well. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of started, then I got called in to do German things as well.
Yeah.
And then about 12 years ago, I had a really hot year when I did like a ton of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I had 2 years where I did nothing. Mm-hmm. And then, since then, it's kind of more or less a staple. Like I try not to rely on it being there. But it kind of always rolls in somehow.
Yeah, for me,
I've had some really, really, really good gigs. Like my best paying gig ever was a voiceover. Like in total money earned and in hourly wage. It's like unbeatable hourly wage.
Yeah. Voiceover is great for that. I've gotten paid doing voiceover sometimes where it's like, okay, that's 2 months worth of rent, and I haven't even been here long enough for the coffee to brew.
Yeah. So it's great work if you can get it.
Yeah.
But I also think that the voiceover industry is changing.
Absolutely, but let's get there. I want to stick, when you started about 15 years ago, so how did you start? You got, somebody called you up and said, hey, can you come and do this? Or did you go to...
No, I got called up.
Okay.
I got called up because somebody had said, oh yeah, he speaks English. If you want somebody to do your industry film or something like that,
right?
That's somebody who could do a voiceover for you,
Yeah. And so it was a total fake it till you make it kind of thing. Because you hadn't done it before.
Oh, I hadn't done voiceovers before.
Yeah.
I'd done some microphone, like I'd done some synchronizing. Like it wasn't the first time I'd been working in front of a microphone.
Right.
But it is a whole different animal to being a singer in a band or doing your own home recordings or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ropes to be learned.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's a bit of, you have to have a bit of cold reading talent, I think. Or it definitely helps at the beginning.
Yeah. I also think you need go-tos that you can use. But this also means you need experience in the industry. So that when the creatives say, well, we want it to sound like this and it should be like this, so that you can go, yeah, I got that.
Right.
And you can open that drawer and you can
Yeah,
take
but
that comes drawer,
later.
right?
That comes later. At the beginning, though, I was very much like you. I had a little bit of experience working with a microphone, doing sort of off voice stuff. Got a gig and was like, yeah, I can do that, and did it, and had to learn very quickly about a lot of things. Then I did do some work of going around to studios and saying, you know, I'm around, can I do a demo here? But it was almost always getting work from
And did you find that the doing the demos helped you?
It at least got me into a conversation. It got me in the door. Gave me a reason to go into the door. When I was a teenager, you know, like hanging out at Fort Apache in Boston, hoping to see, you know, some cool person come in to do recordings, and, you know, bothering the technicians, you know, just to get a look into the door was hard enough. And giving oneself the allowance to say, all right, I can do this.
Yeah.
And just getting the balls up to go in and say, all right, here we go. And so that was good. It was also, in that time, I was trying to introduce myself to everybody I could, because I was new in town and wanted to learn, and you know, was curious.
And I find that, so I've called up a couple of studios and agencies and said, I'm this guy and I've done this and this and this, and I'd like to come and do a demo for you. And that is like the 3%.
Yeah.
3% of the time that works. The other 97% of the time is referrals.
Yeah, yeah. And that's definitely, I think, nowadays, absolutely. It's all about referrals. And I have to admit, I'm always happy when I get work from having done work. I feel a lot of pride in that. I think that's great. When somebody says, you gotta use this guy because of whatever.
Sure, yeah.
And I do think that the industry is definitely changing.
Have you seen this ad that turns up on Facebook that says, never spend money on voiceovers again? 100% human sounding voiceovers at, I don't know, 70% reduced fee or something?
I tell you, Michael, we should just do this. We should get on this bandwagon. We should just, there's an algorithm of things, you know, there's certain sounds that you make, and then you could, you know, we could have our voice be that automated voice for whatever.
The automated voice forever.
I think we should get on that bandwagon, man. Fuck them.
I don't know. You might not get, I think you might get paid very, very, wasn't there a movie or a documentary about that woman who, oh yes, I think it was the woman who did the iPhone Siri voice.
Yeah.
And they strapped her over a barrel.
Oh,
and took her for a total ride.
Oh yeah, there's tons of stories like that. The woman who does who did the London Mind the Gap thing. Although that said, that's really my goal. So I really, really want to
Mind the Gap?
I want to do some voiceover that has to do with a city's infrastructure. I want to be a part of the fabric of that city somehow. I would love to do the voiceover for a train station.
It's crazy, okay? Austria, Vienna, right, has all these announcements in the public transport. And they've got a lot better, but like 20 years ago, they were pretty bad. Like they weren't even grammatically correct.
And they were all done by one dude.
And Dennis and I called them up once, and this is maybe 15 years ago or something, and we said, so hey, we are native English speakers, and we both speak good German as well, and we are voiceover professionals. We'd like to make this much better for you. How can we help?
Yeah.
And they wrote back and said, no, we like it the way it is, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, there is a certain charm, of course.
And for 10 years after that, every time I'd be in the public transport and I'd hear something in English, I'd be like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You know, you don't like this.
Fuck this.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You could be doing so much better. You could be doing as well as Barcelona, for instance, who have real bilingual fucking announcements in their public transport. You assholes. What the fuck? So, but in the, like, the past 5 years, there's been a definite improvement. What's going on here?
I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi's back. The Wi-Fi's were gone. And we've missed out on all of your chats, and we're so sorry. We're a little loose tonight. But we're getting it back. We're getting it back.
Andrew's saying, no, follower of Clay is saying, this chapter I should be your voice and you should be mine.
All right, I love it. Andrew mentioning the last voiceover gig he did was Poker Forever Radio with me. And that's true. I've got those recordings somewhere. I should put those on YouTube. I've got them somewhere on a hard drive. And Andrew played the DJ of this station, and he was like this poker whiz. And I played the producer of this, and always being like, listen, we need to talk about this. And it was really fun. And they had this great jingle. It was like, Poker Forever Radio. It was really cool.
The 1950s.
Yeah, it was great.
A place to get a haircut and listen to the radio.
Yeah. You get the ad for the Ausbildung as a voiceover artist. And I have worked at a school that is an Ausbildung for voiceover people. It's an Ausbildung that you can learn a lot about public speaking, of any rhetoric, of lots of different
Is this a school in Vienna?
Yeah, Schule des Sprechens.
Is that Gunder's place? Or is it Gunda Hoffmann? Is that Schule des Sprechens?
No. And I'm terrible and blanking on her name right now. And she'll kill me because I should know this. And
no, you mean...
I know it. But...
it's the other lady.
And they're wonderful, and I've worked with them for years, and... Why am I being so dumb? I'm being so dumb right now, and I'm so sorry about this.
There we are. That's her, yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Why am I blanking? And her daughter is wonderful.
Tatiana Lackner.
Tatiana, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
And her daughter and her daughter's husband had a baby not too long ago. I mean, they're wonderful people, and the Schule des Sprechens is great, and you can learn how to do it there. And I think for some people that's a very cool thing, but it just was never my experience. I was a freestyler and got to write. But just recently, last week, I did a voiceover for a National Geographic documentary, which was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, about tigers in Russia.
That's the thing that I really like about voiceover work.
Yeah.
Is doing those history documentaries or documentaries in general. They're not paid very well, especially not if they're ORF documentaries, even if they're ORF BBC co-produced documentaries.
Here's my tip for anybody in Austria that is thinking about doing anything in voiceover. Stay away from the ORF.
But even if...
Can I take the ORF into the parking lot and punch it in the face?
Yes, we can take all of them. Like all of them.
There's a lot of people I would spare, absolutely, but just the ORF an sich, I would love to punch in the face. Okay, sorry.
I don't do voiceovers in the ORF recording studios anymore because they pay like 2 cents a day.
Do you remember one time?
Yeah, I remember that time.
Oh my God.
We were there for like 15 hours and they paid us $25 or something.
I got called and I had to organize everybody. I brought everybody up there. They weren't ready. We sat around for a couple of hours. We worked for a few more of them.
Waste of time.
And then at the end of it, they said, "Okay, and you have you have everybody doing on for peanuts." And I was like, "I cannot go. What are you talking about? This would normally call this." And then they were like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry." They go away. They come back, and they offered me like 15 euros more. And I just looked at them and I said, "This is the reason I will never work here again. This is awful."
Yeah, that was really terrible.
Fuck those guys.
But I have not done an ORF voiceover in the ORF for a long, long time. I've always done them somewhere else. And then they kind of pay the going voiceover
They pay their rate for people that are angestellt, which is what but those are people who have a salary and then get paid.
Yeah, if you do it in their own studios, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're doing voiceovers for foreign language films or something, there's a specific rate for you get paid a certain amount for coming there, and then per line that you say, you get paid extra for that, right? Yeah. But it's still not a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like $85 to come, and then I don't know, it's 12 euros 50 or something per line. It's something ridiculous like that. But if you do a whole documentary, it's still pretty good money, right? But those are the ones that I like doing because I feel that those are really nice things to do. Like doing the voiceovers for the ads that have, paid for 6 months worth of rent and stuff like that. Particularly care about those, right?
I mean, sometimes I like those because sometimes I like getting that attitude just right. Like I did a series of voiceovers last year for a company called Terrapin X. And you can check this out. They make like field glasses and laser guidance for like long range shooting or observation. Terrapin X, and it was really fun to get that like super dude sound, Terrapin X. And
are they an Austrian company, or how did you get this gig?
I can't remember. I don't know if they may be an Austrian company. Yeah. But I just love, finding that character. Who is the dude that says this?
Okay, so this is interesting because I've noticed a definite change in what companies are looking for now, right? Because we're of the generation where advertising was very often about finding that voice that did that, right? And it's changed recently. I was called in to do a Red Bull advert.
Yeah.
About a year ago, and I did the prelim recording for it.
Yeah.
And they wanted it to be extremely laid back.
Yeah.
And then I heard the one that so it was down to me and a woman, and they decided to go with her.
Yeah.
But it was a completely different direction to the way advertising had been going up to that point.
Yeah.
And it's now got to the point where, have you seen these advertisements for this, I don't know, some brand of cola on YouTube, where the guy's voice is just so fucking boring that you want to shoot yourself? Like there's,
I get rid of that shit so
but doing
quickly.
it in this voice is, I've always said that's taking it too far.
Yeah.
But if that's what they want, and I would do the totally bored voice as well. But frankly, the totally bored voice is not even entertaining. I just want to turn that shit off.
I often get cast for the friendly uncle voice, like you can trust this. I'm going to tell you about something, and no matter what it is, you're going to trust and understand that I am a complete expert about this.
Mm-hmm. Although I'm a total stranger.
And I will make sure that you get through this safe and sound.
Although I've never used this product.
Oh, I get cast a lot for that. Yeah. But like this National Geographic thing that I did, it was written as though my voice was the voice of an old tiger who's talking about this area in Russia where he lives and how tigers, and so it's written from the perspective of this tiger, and so I get to play this character through the whole thing. Yeah. The friendly uncle, that's the frunkle. The creepy uncle, that's the crunkle.
The drunk uncle, that's the drunkle.
That's Michael. Michael's the drunkle. I'm the funkle, and Jacob is the grunkle. The grumpy uncle, the drunk uncle, and the fun uncle. Yeah. I don't know what's going
There's a
on
lot
in the
going
chat.
on in the chat. It's been a bit slow. Sorry, you guys. Our internet's kind of funny, wonky today. Maybe it's the vodka. You know, there's so much advertising going on Facebook and YouTube that is really annoying. Oh, do you use ad blockers?
I try to.
Oh man!
On my Apple TV, I try to. But like there's a couple of commercials that I would take these commercials out into the parking lot. Hashtag on Amazon Prime. There's like some trailer for a teeny thing, and it's like hashtag, and there's a YouTube commercial that goes Richter Nase.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
And you can't turn that shit off, and it goes on forever. That is terrible. Ich habe Nasi Wien und plädiere für 14 Tage. Like, fuck you, Nasi Wien, I'm never using your product again. That is like, if you want me to never use your product again, fucking use an advert like that. Jesus, that is terrible. And there's these two assholes from Germany who have an online guitar workshop.
Okay.
And they are everywhere.
Yeah.
Every second fucking video I click on, these assholes turn up. Willst du lernen, wie man ein Blues-Solo spielt? And it's got so bad that like in my friends list on Facebook, people are like commenting on these assholes now as well. It's like screenshots of them. Like, how many times a day do you see these twits?
Yeah, there are some things that get everywhere. And you know, I look around YouTube a lot for different things. I'm a big fan of you know, just those weird little corners and finding nice stuff. But if a voiceover is bad, at our house, it's always just like, click it on. Well, today we're going to... Nope. I just go, nope, and turn it off. And it does not matter what your content is at that point. If your flavor ain't good, and you need the flavor.
But okay, so let's get down to advertising.
Richter Nase.
So who the hell thought of that advertising? I really wonder what impact that advert had, because it really is one of the worst adverts of the past 10 years.
But it's sticky. And I don't know if
do people actually use that product?
I don't know, but I will tell you a success story. Remarkable 2, which is a notebook that you can write on, and it's like an electronic notebook. And I would see ads for it everywhere. We got Anna one for her birthday, and she loves it. It is an amazing product, and I would love to do an advertisement for this product, and my advertisement would be this: you are remarkable, and this is remarkable too. And then you show how it goes. Oh, perfect. Remarkable 2, call me. I'm ready for you. And anybody else who has seen that on Facebook or Instagram, because it's fucking everywhere, it's
I've
one
never
of the...
seen it.
Oh, really?
I've not. No, I keep
wow.
getting these arseholes with the guitar lessons.
Yeah, I get this thing all the time. And even before we got it for her, and I'm pretty sure she found out about it because of those advertisements. But it is an amazing product. It has changed her life, and it's great. Michelle has a remarkable... I think it's great. They're awesome.
I wonder
Very
whether
good.
Michelle Obama has a remarkable.
I bet Michelle Obama has a remarkable 3. That's how streets ahead Michelle Obama is.
Are we done?
We're pretty damn close to being done. Next week, on Thursday at 8:30, It Should Be About Something will be happening again.
Do we have topics yet?
We might even have topics.
Well, what do we got there? Road rage and public transport.
Those are for a later date. We've already picked our topics for next week.
Have we?
Can't. Yes, we have. We can't remember them yet. But we're hopefully putting out a trailer about next week. We're also working on a project where Michael and I will take a mobile adventure through Vienna. And if you're interested in that, let us know, because it's going to take a little bit of doing the idea that we have, but I think it could be really fun. That's too cryptic, right?
It's way too cryptic.
Okay. Our idea is we want to record an ISBAZ, pre-record it, but not in the studio. We want to like walk down the Leasing River, and just to have something in our back pocket.
It should be about going somewhere.
It should be about somewhere instead of it should be about something. It should be about somewhere.
Walking somewhere.
That's it. It should be about somewhere. And it's going to be a new series called It Should Be About Somewhere, which we will pull out whenever Michael and I have to pull out. If that sounds exciting,
If
please
that
let
sounds
us-
cryptic.
if that's less cryptic, let us know, because I think I need to convince Michael a little bit to do it, but I think it'd be really
Andrew just
fun.
said he can help with editing.
Oh, you do not know
You
the can
are
of
on
worms.
editing
You
detail,
do not know the
Andrew.
can of worms you just opened up. But in fact, Mr. Perkins. So next week it'll be about something right here at 8:30 on Thursday. Michael,
Yeah, I'll be here.
I think this might have been the best ISBAZ ever.
It's quite possible.
I think this has been
Should we
really
take
good.
a slurpy slurp?
I think
Everybody
we should take a slurpy slurp.
Thanks for being here, guys. We love
a
you.
quick hello to Moko. Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you so much for being here.
Hatch
Always
MV, follower of Clay,
boom, follower of
Marcus.
Clay, Marcus, Donna, Pavlov's dog.
Verena.
We miss Verena. Wave to the screen. Everybody, wave for Verena. Moko, Marcos,
Muchado.
Muchado. Thanks so much for pitching up for the English Lover Show, and everyone else who
In
did.
fact,
I just happened to
Moko
notice that.
and Muchado turned up
Moko?
at least
Awesome.
once. I think
So
Muchado was
cool.
there twice.
So cool. We're also got plans on the English Lovers to be going further, and some we got plans. All right. Yeah. Thank you all very much. Slurp, slurp. Can we get a hug?
Yep.
All right. Thank you.